Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in. Today, I am bringing you the brand new Transformers Dark of the Moon Human Alliance Roadbuster with Sergeant Recon. So, this is a brand new figure from the Human Alliance from the Dark of the Moon toy line. Now, this is Wave 2, I believe. Wave 1 is Bumblebee and Skids repainted black. So, as you can see, very nice packaging here with a Sergeant Recon picture and nice racetrack in the back. You can see the rest right there. Incredible figure. Now, I almost caved in and bought the deluxe version of this figure, but I'm definitely glad that I just waited a little bit longer and picked this guy up, because he is incredible. So, let me get this guy out of the packaging so you guys can check it out. Okay, here we have Roadbuster out of his packaging. Now, as you guys can see, very great representation of the Chevy Impala from the movie that we've been seeing lately in pictures. It's very accurate to the set pictures. Of course, I haven't seen one of these since the classics Hot Rod. Now we have a booger missile, I like to call him, but it actually fits in very well into his kind of jet-like back, so I like that little feature. He does have the machine gun sticking out right here in the front, and incredible detail all the way around. All the representations of the car are there. I mean, you have the National Guard emblem, you have the number 88, you have NASCAR emblems down here, you have the Chevy logo right here, the amp. It's just very great looking. Now, his transformation is actually a little more complex than normal Human Alliance figures. Not too bad. Once you start messing with them a little bit, you'll get used to it. But first, actually one more detail that I forgot to mention. Right here in the front, you see these panels that extend a little bit? They have like a small gun. Well, if you actually rotate them around, they're actually his headlights, which was like an unnecessary thing to add, but they did, and I really appreciate that because it looks awesome. Alright, the first thing you want to do is head back here and remove the whole booger missile cannon. You just want to set those off to the side. Next, right down here, you're going to see a saw similar to his Mech Tech weapon from the deluxe version. You're just going to want to unpeg that from the bottom and set that off to the side. Now, to start off with this guy, you're actually going to want to take his doors, like most Human Alliance, and open them outward. Take his other door, and unpeg it from there, and just open that outward, like so. Second, you're going to want to come right around here and flip his little headlights inward, just to make them look more like the front of the car instead of the mechanized look. You can just leave those off right there for now. Now what you're going to want to do is actually grab these back here, rotate them up to the top, and flip them down like that. So rotate and flip down. Then you can actually grab this whole bottom assembly, just kind of tug on the bottom here and bring the whole thing down like so. And you can leave that down there for now. So you have that. It's like a lifted up car. So right now you can actually start working on the legs. You're actually going to want to pop these apart from here, right back here. You're going to want to tug on them a little bit and take these side panels right here, and you're going to want to pull just a little bit more, like so. And then you're going to want to go over to the other side, and it could be hard to see at times just because this roof here kind of covers a bit, but you're going to want to take this and separate it from the car and extend his foot downward, extend his other foot downward like so, And you're gonna have this thing going on back here. You can separate the back, and obviously we can see that these are gonna be his legs, so you can start fixing them to however you need to. You want to bring these inward and bring this inward like so. Flip those in like that. So then what you're going to want to do is actually come down to the back fin. You're going to want to flip it inward like that. And same for the other side. You want to grab this whole fin and just flip it inward. There is a bit of a clearance issue you might want to be careful with. It's like this back green panel here has two tabs that tend to kind of scrape a little bit against the black plastic, but I think you should be fine just as long as you take precaution. You're going to want to take his foot down here, rotate it 180 degrees like so, and then you're going to be able to straighten it all a little bit more. Same for this side right here. You want to take it and rotate it 180 degrees like so, and you can extend it. So there you have his feet. Now you're going to want to leave his feet alone for a second, and you're going to want to come up here to the front of the car. Now at the front of the car, the first thing you're going to want to do is get the headlights and extend them all the way forward, and extend those all the way forward. You're going to come down here, tug on the tires and bring them out like that. Grab this whole assembly down here, tug on it a little bit and bring it out like that. So you want to tug on this machine gun a little bit, pop those out of place. You're going to want to bring that up and rotate it 180 degrees and just rest it on the back of the hood like so. Then these in here, you're going to want to pull on upward and just rest them up against the top of the hood like that. So you see this one right here, it's flat, and then this one right here is a little bit raised. So it's the same thing for this side. You're going to want to just tug up. Now mine is a little bit stiff, so you might want to be careful when you first do this, but once you start loosening things up, it'll move a lot more fluently. Now in here, these panels right here that connect to the front of the bumper, you're going to want to split from the bumper like that and just kind of leave them off to the side. Then you're going to want to take this whole bottom piece right here covering the fan. You're going to take that, flip it inward like that, then flip these white pieces in like that. So you reveal kind of what his chest is going to be. You want to take his whole assembly of the front of the car right here and just flip it back. Kind of have it rest a little bit more up towards the back like that. Take this and just push it back. Give them a little bit more clearance and more of an even look. Now, something that I found that you can do to kind of help is take these green panels right here and flip them inward and flip it inward like that, so it doesn't look so out of place. One very difficult thing to get out is his head, definitely. You're going to want to tug on the top of the fan right here and open that up like that. You can see the back of his head right there, and then you can just tug on this and there's his head. Very, very awesome looking head. It looks just like the deluxe version of this guy, and I'm definitely digging this. I cannot wait for Dark of the Moon. And you just close that on top like that, and you have his upper torso part. Now, where it starts getting a little bit easier is down here for the legs. You want to take this first and flip it upward while rotating his arm. So you're going to end up with the missile pod down here. You want to take it, flip it 180 degrees like that. You're going to want to turn it backwards behind him like that, and then rotate it again 180 degrees. And just rest right there on top of his wheel. You can flip the missile pods forward, or you can put them down a little bit just to be closer to his body like that. So let me show you in this side a little bit more clear. You're gonna wanna take his arms, rotate them like that, rotate this bottom piece 180 degrees back. Then you're gonna wanna rotate it like that. So it's gonna be right down here. You're gonna wanna rotate it upward like that. You wanna rotate this piece like that and bring it up like that, so that it sits right on top of his wheel. Problem is his legs are backwards. So what you're gonna wanna do here is that you have his feet on this hinge type of thing. You're gonna wanna rotate it 180 degrees like that and bring his feet down. Once you get here, now I know some people were saying that his waist is a bit too thin, but I think that it was being mistransformed in some of the pictures that we saw, because once you get this tabbed in, you can actually see that he's quite solid. Now that gray tab right there is going to tab inside this black piece right there. There's a track that's fitted for it, and you just slide it in like that, and you pretty much have him already ready to go in robot mode. His hands, now this is the final thing you have to do. I really like what they did with the hands. I think it's very interesting that they did so many panels that have to fold just to make a simple hand. So what you're gonna have here is a door, basically like that. You're gonna want to fold this piece down and reach right in here, fold out his hand, and he actually does have a hand, so that's always a plus. You're gonna take this panel up here and fold it in so it fills in the gap. Now if you don't fold in this white panel, you cannot bend his arm unless his arm is folded like this. So you're gonna have his arm like that. Now what happens is that when you rotate this panel like so, it allows you to bend the arm right down there, and you get your elbow joint. Now down here, this is actually two separate pieces. You see how that bends away from that? You want to fold that, and you want to tuck it in right under his arm like that. So there you have his hand, like so. And of course you can adjust his missile pods to see however you like them. And with the other side, you want to do the same thing. You want to grab his arm, fold out his hand, fold that in. You want to take this one, and for some reason on mine, this side is a little bit tighter than the other one, so you might want to hold on to it when you press it down like that, just in case you don't want anything snapping off. So once you do that, again, you get your elbow joint right there, and it just looks awesome. It's a very nice figure. I definitely am glad that I waited for this figure and I did not buy the deluxe. I might pick up the deluxe just to have an unarmored version of it, but I'll have to check it out. Now, he has a very awesome kind of thing going on here. He has very wide shoulders and very sturdy feet. It's a great figure to add to your collection, definitely, especially if you already have existing Human Alliance characters like Bumblebee, Skids, Sideswipe, any one of those. This guy is gonna look great. I love the fan right there. It looks really took the car and really engineered it in such a way that it got mechanized and still was able to transform into this. And of course, like I said, I love that the headlights right here, when he's in vehicle mode, you flip those out and they actually turn into guns. It's awesome. Now, his faceplate type of feature that he has is a lot like Jazz's, I would say, where you just take this black tab down here in the back and you flip it upward, and it gives him some sunglasses type of thing going. See? Yeah, he has definitely recommend this figure to anyone out there that wants to get the Wreckers. I think these are the definitive versions of the Wreckers. Now, at the time of this recording, the movie is not out yet, but at any retail store, definitely pick him up. He is worth every penny, and I think he retails for about $30 or so. definitely worth every single penny. He's just an amazing figure. And there's not a lot much I can say about it. You really have to get this guy in hand. I love the fact that he does not have a huge backpack behind him. It's awesome. You know, they finally got rid of those huge backpacks, and he definitely pick him up. Now, until next time, guys, this has been Venom 711. I'll talk to you guys later. Whoops, one thing I did forget to mention to you guys was obviously the weapons. Now, you have this kind of engine looking thing, a lot similar to the Nitro Bumblebee engines that he has sticking out of the back, a little bit longer, and you stick the booger missile in here, and he actually has, they look like 5mm pegs. You might be able to fit some mech tech weapons in there, and just take that, clip it right in, and of course it does fire. The second one is very similar to his mech tech weapon the Deluxe came with. It's just a saw. It has no real action features. Has this hinge right here, but that's more for vehicle mode purposes. So you just want to straighten it out like that and peg it right into his arm. He has a hole right in here in this black panel. Just want to peg it right in. And there's Roadbuster with his weapons.